Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the Moments podcast. I'm not going to lie to you, I was definitely going to take this week off of recording. I really wasn't planning on it, only because I feel like my life is all over the place, and I do think that I say that every single week. But, I mean, I guess that's the beauty of life. It's going to be all over the place, and I'm currently in the process of moving into my new house, moving into my new space, like making it feel like a home. And one thing that I did not realize about growing up is that that is actually a lot more work than I thought it was. For some reason, I thought you just spend like a day shopping and you get every single thing that you need, and then boom, you have a place that looks like a home. But that's not exactly how it works. It takes a lot longer than that. And I'm currently sitting on the one chair that I have in my house, and I literally found this chair on the side of the road because my friend was getting rid of it, and then we decided to keep it, and it sat in my garage for like an hour. But now it's a perfect chair. It's like light green, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that I'm sitting here, and it's not really what I want it to be yet. There's just a chair and another chair from like my garage, and then this cute little ottoman that I got. But anyways, I'm getting distracted. The point is, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. This is probably going to be a short episode because I have this really fun event that I'm going to tonight, because my really good friend, his literal dreams are, I've talked about Alex before, but I'm definitely going to have him on the podcast one of these days. He is someone I was really good friends with in high school, and we would always talk about like what our dreams and our goals were. And now it's like two or 3 years later, and our dreams have literally become our reality. And his like number one thing, or the people that he's always looked up to, are the Chainsmokers, and the Chainsmokers are going to be in Miami, and he actually had an official remix with them, which is literally crazy. So if you guys haven't listened to it, go stream Hi, Leonda's remix, and he's opening for them tonight at the Hard Rock, and we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna party, and we're gonna go crazy. But I just wanted to do that quick little, I guess that wasn't even a shout out. See, I'm delusional and I have no idea what I'm saying or what I'm doing today. I was also then going to have Lisette on this episode, but since we're on a time crunch, I didn't want to be stressed out, and I want to like have time to actually get ready and like, you know, be cringy and make TikToks and take pictures, because I'm human and I like TikTok. Don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, I'm here and I'm sitting and we're chatting and we're catching up. I was just in Turks and Caicos with Grey Bandit because Grey Bandit and Anna launched a swim collection, which is literally insane. Sales have been so good, and if you guys haven't seen on all of our stories, I was there with like a bunch of my other friends who also do like Instagram and social media, and I'm sure you've seen it, but if you haven't, go shop Anna and Grey Bandit's collection. The suits are actually so freaking cute. Like, I'm not even just saying that, like we wore them all weekend in Turks and Caicos. They're so cute, perfect for summer. Needed to throw that in there too, and if you guys want to use code Lexi, feel free to do so. If you don't, that's also fine, but it will get you 15% off. And yeah, so I was on that trip, and I'm also in the process of planning another trip. Wow, lots of trips, and I could not be more grateful or more excited. And this one was very last minute. Like I had this whole plan of like being home for a while, like a couple months, not going anywhere, so I can move into my new place and make it feel like home. But I realized I can do that for however long I need, but these trip opportunities, they aren't going to last forever. So my dad's birthday is coming up, and I don't want to say where we're going yet, just in case he listens to this. I'm not sure that he's going to. I'm pretty positive that he won't, but I'm taking him somewhere that he's always wanted to go, and we're going with my whole family. And it all stemmed from seeing one Instagram post, and it made me realize the power of influencing is literally crazy. Like, I follow this girl on Instagram. She posted a picture in this country at this place, and I was like, oh my God, I need to go there. So I figured out a time that I could go, and I was literally sold just like that. And it just made me think about how much we pay attention to what other people are doing on social media, and I do this all the time too. And I don't know, it just made me think. It really did. And then my mom also sent me this article that like people who are so young are so impressionable, and they're just watching what everyone's doing on social media. And I guess where I'm going with that is just be aware. Like, obviously, see, I'm getting my own self confused here. Obviously there's good influencing. There's people who inspire you to travel, to go new places, and to like be the best version of yourself and love yourself and be kind and all that jazz. There's people who do good on social media, and I think that that's a huge goal of mine. But I also need all of us to realize that there's people who do bad on social media. There are people who are going to try to convince you to do things that aren't good for you or aren't good for the world or aren't good for other people. And just stay aware that what you're consuming, just because maybe it's what's popular or what's trending, it doesn't mean that it's what is made for you to be doing. And just, I think really the only place I was going with that is to just be aware. And I think I got to that topic from talking about a life update. So, oh geez, what am I even saying? Anyways, my friend actually just texted me that our dinner reservations are now an hour and a half earlier than we thought they were going to be. So I'm actually going to have to make this a very short episode. I'm just happy that I'm recording it, and I'm glad that I did. But what else should we talk about? Moving into the new place. Huge new step in my life, huge new season. I know with Meredith I talked a lot about how we were entering like season 2. Also, this is a random thing. Every time I look down at how long I've been recording, I keep seeing angel numbers. I saw 444 and 555, and that's very cool. Do you guys see angel numbers? Literally let me know if everyone sees them or if I'm actually seeing them for a reason or if they're just trending right now and that's why I see them so much. Let me know. But yeah, new season, new chapter of my life. My brain is like 10 million squirrels, and I think that's another reason I decided to record today, because I do think there's a point when my body gets too tired and actually needs a break from like the podcast and from social media. And don't get me wrong, I have a life that I could only dream of, and I'm so lucky, but like things can get overwhelming. It's a lot of emails, it's a lot of like keeping up, and you really can't slow down, especially when you have to be consistent with stuff every week. So I do think it's fair to give myself a break from the podcast every once in a while. If my brain doesn't have anything to talk about, I'm not going to sit here and just like ramble on nothing. But there's other situations, like right now while I'm recording, it's like I know that my brain's all over the place, but there are a lot of things on my mind that I want to talk about. And I'm just going to be real with you guys. Like I'm going to sit here and be vulnerable and like, yeah, I am not... See, I'm in a good place. I am very happy, but there's just a lot going on. And if you're listening to this, I am so grateful for you. And I am so lucky to have someone to talk to every single Monday, because you guys are seriously the best. And recording this podcast is definitely my safe place. And for so long, I've been talking about how I want to do so much more with this podcast and I really want to grow it. It's just so tough because it's a whole new platform, and it's a platform that I literally know like nothing about. So we're taking it one step at a time. But I do have a lot of things planned in the near future, and things are happening. They just happen kind of slow. And that's another thing that I've been learning lately, is that patience is such a beautiful thing. And I've also been working a lot on being a little bit less impulsive. I love how I'm saying that after I told you guys that I'm booking a trip. That's like 3 weeks from now. Besides that, I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of like what I'm doing and what I'm spending my money on and my time on and putting my energy into, and just not jumping into things immediately, and learning to understand that the best things in life are going to take time, and that you have to just be patient with every step of the way. And I think for a very long time in my life, especially when social media was so new for me, everything was like, go, 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 go. Like you have to do it now or it's going to slip away. And that's just because the way social media works, like I talked about this probably 2 minutes ago, it's always changing, it's always growing. You have to keep up with it. And if you don't keep up with it, you're going to slack off and get behind. But now that I've kind of been in here for a while, I understand that it's going to take time, and it's okay for things to take time. And obviously this relates in a lot more ways than just like the social media aspect. Life in general, things take time. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to understand that you have to work towards things for them to come to fruition. And sometimes you get lucky and it'll happen overnight. And sometimes it'll take years and years and years to get to where you want to be. But that's okay. And I do think I talked about this in last week's episode about how the journey is the best part. And not to be like cliche or cheesy, but I don't even remember what the quote is. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, something like that. But it really is. Like when you finally get to a point, I take, for example, thinking about Anna's collection with Grey Bandit. It came out, launch day was freaking amazing. Everything about the trip was incredible. But then you think about all the hours of work that was put into making that collection possible for the past year. Like things like that are a year in the making, and when I know for sure that when Anna thinks about it, or when Gray Bandit, when all of them think about it, they think about that journey, about that process, and how the work is finally worth it. And it makes it feel so rewarding when it does take time and when you do put in the work. So just think about that. I guess that's really been something that's been at the top of my mind lately, because I get so upset with myself when things don't happen overnight. And it kind of relates to, again, moving into the new place. I'm like, oh, dang, I don't have like an Instagram ready house after being back for 2 days. I have to do all this shopping. I have to do all this like adult stuff. I have to clean. I have to do dishes. I have to, like, what? I don't just move in and it's perfect. Like, no, the journey is making it feel like your own and creating it to be your own safe space. Like, for example, if you're watching on YouTube, you can't see it. And if you're listening, obviously you can't see it. But I have this ledge above all my doors to get into my backyard. And I just put all my Converse, not all of them, as many Converse as I could fit on top of it. And I'm like, wow, that really makes it feel like home in here. Like, I absolutely love that. And it's the things like that. It's the little things in life that are really going to make you the happiest. And when you have an understanding of that, you put a lot less pressure on yourself. And that's another thing that I've been focusing on, and another reason I almost didn't record an episode this week, because I was like, oh, but I'm hanging out with my friends, and I'm like running around my backyard, and I'm roller skating around the neighborhood. I was like, I'm enjoying life for the little things, and I don't need to like prioritize content 24/7. But then I remembered that to me, this isn't the same as like content. This is literally just me talking to you guys and catching up with you guys and being able to share what's been at the top of my mind. And yeah, that's what's going on. And honestly, I'm trying to think of more things to talk about right now, but I might just keep this episode really short and sweet. And I do want to share one thing with you, if nothing else comes to my mind, but I've been really getting back in touch with Ujjayi breathing. And if you've watched me on TikTok for a while, you've maybe seen one of the TikToks where I talk about this, but I got certified to teach yoga a long time ago, and then I got certified to teach pranayama, which is breathing in yoga, like different breath work, different practices. And Ujjayi is the first breath that you learn because you do it a lot through yoga, and it really helps calm your nervous system. And it's helped me a lot in moments of like stress, anxiety, or just like mostly the times that I've been using it is when I feel really overwhelmed, when my mind decides to start, like I could be literally on a beach, and this is literally what happens. I have to stop saying literally. Wow. Laying on a beach, swimming in the ocean, and all of a sudden, I could have been so content. My brain decides to start dumping on me everything that I haven't done, everything that I haven't accomplished, everything that I need to do, and every reason of why what I'm doing is not what I should be doing in that moment. And this breath has helped calm me down a lot from that. So basically, what it is, I'm going to try to explain it without giving you a visual, so it might be a little wobbly, just because I also haven't taught how to do breath work in a really long time. But you're going to inhale through your nose, just practice doing that, how you would normally breathe. And the important part is that on the exhale, you're going to close your lips, and you're going to constrict the back of your throat and pretend as if you were fogging up a mirror, but your lips are closed. So it should sound something like this. It's kind of a loud breath, and as you continue to do it, you'll get better at it, and it should sound a little bit like the ocean. It can also be called victory breath. Like, this breath has a lot of different meanings, but what I try to do is when I find myself in a really overwhelmed situation, or I'm really anxious, or I'm really stressed, I'll try to do this 10 times, if time allows for it. If not, I'll do it 2 times or 3 times, or even just once. It's going to help calm your nervous system, and you're going to notice yourself feel better. And I'm not making this up. I've been using this breath since I was like 15, no, not 15, literally 13. I learned this breath the first yoga class that I ever went to. And I'll notice there's times in my life where I'll forget about it and I'll let go of it. And I'll see how much more overwhelmed I get and how much it builds up without giving myself a chance to just breathe. And when I remember it, it makes me take life a little bit easier. It makes me take things a little bit. If you're listening on YouTube, I think I'm about to run out of storage, so I'm gonna go here, but listen to the rest on Spotify. Love you.